All right, Shalom. I'm going to start by saying, Kahallah, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Kakadash, and double honors to the Apostle of Israel, aka the Apostle of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach his truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick, it's funny how like the spirit shifts because I just had an interesting last half hour, like literally just now, right? So what happened was I wanted to do a live stream as so. I get home from work because I work a little bit on Saturdays. I have early finish, so I get off work, right? So I come home, park the shit, and I go to the crib, whatever settle in or whatever, right? But also while I'm doing that, then I can't find my phone. I'm looking all over like, yo, where the hell's my phone? Like, and like as time went on, I'm starting to remember like, yo, I don't remember setting my phone down nowhere at my crib. I'm like, yo. I went to get some food right next to the spot, right by my crib. Went to get some food real quick, and then it was just regular, just Saturday. I'm like, yo, I can't find my phone. This shit is bad. Now I'm all thinking about what's the worst. Like, yeah, they have to get a new phone. Gotta do this. I'm just like, yo, man, damn. I go out to the car. I parked the van. I parked my joint across the street from my crib. It's a parking lot, and it's like a parking lot to this hockey rink, right? So I go over to first time to the van. I'm looking at, I don't see my phone in the car, whatever. But I went on the passenger side. Because sometimes it could be in a little capsule. You can see it from the passenger side. Boom. I'm like, damn. I go back to the crib because I didn't see the phone in the car. So I'm like, damn, where the hell is it? I even said, ask Siri. Don't hear it because you usually hear something. And I can't even tell nobody to call my phone, right? Anyway, long story short. So now I'm getting like, yo, a little bit of time starting to go on. So I'm like, yo, this shit is not in here. I don't feel like it's in here. Because I don't remember setting it down, placing it nowhere inside. So I go back across the street to the van. Little behold, yo, the car, my phone is right in between my car and another person's car that's in the parking lot. Flat down, it's kind of cold, and just sitting right there. I'm like, yo, I never been so thankful and grateful. Now, fuck the phone, like these phones ain't shit, but it's all a matter that in context of we still need certain things in this world to operate. No lie, I wanted to say so loud, Kahallah, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, all praises and thank you, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. Because I want to be able to get in contact with brothers for camp. It'd have been a whole bullshit in a day if somebody lose their phone in this world. So I found the phone, I'm like, yo. I look up, I'm like, yo, damn. Nope, like, the person, the car that was by my car was still the same car when I parked. And nobody moved. Like, somebody could have ran over it, whatever have you. It could have ended real badly. So I just did, that's one thing. That's actually something I wasn't even planning on talking about. That's something that just happened. But what I really wanted to get into, of course, biblical prophecy. Because I was reading the book of Revelations this morning, and I read I read the first 7-8 chapters, like all the way through, because I had some downtime early in the day. So I'm just reading the scriptures, right? So I'm reading Revelation, and when you read the book of Revelation, you got to understand this is actually Yahawashi dealing with John, putting him on the game, telling him things, right? So I'm like, yo, damn. So when I read Revelation, the 6th chapter, around the 15th verse, and I'm gonna get it. And the last 3 verses, and then also I'm gonna get 2nd Esdras 13th chapter, which is also doozy because this is the thing that's about to come to pass. And also I'm gonna get Joel the 3rd chapter, okay? But like all I just had to say like the water Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi, because I'm like, yo, if I don't lost my phone, and it's a fairly new device, whatever, I lost my phone, it would have been hell to get another one, man, because this was a gift. But anyway, so what we have right now going on, we have the third woe that coming quickly, right? But let's talk about what's to come after this third woe, because this is not going to, people actually think like, all right, when this happens, then all humans are going to perish. That's not the case. That's not how the Lord set it up. The Lord said He created the earth to be He created the earth and man to abide in it. Man is not ruling in the earth right now. You have beasts, you have devils, you have the evildoers ruling. You don't have the righteous, which is what the nation of Israel ruling. Okay, that's to come. And the Lord has all these nations getting down and dirty with all this fighting and whatnot. Because what? To ultimately come back and judge all the heathen round about and 2/3 of our people and deliver his elect. That's what this is all leading up to. What? The 2/3 of Israel being destroyed, the heathens being destroyed and put into captivity, and the elect being delivered and given the power from YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI to also rule alongside of YAHAWASHI. That's what's about to happen, and that's the future. That's the future reading. Okay, you don't need no tarot reading. Ain't no fucking no like psychic reading. No, this is the future. This is biblical prophecy. Everything we're living. What did the Lord say to John? He said, "Tell everything that you have seen, that you have seen, that is to come, and that shall come after." Remember, the Lord said he's the Alpha and Omega. He said he's the first and the last. The story starts with him and it ends, it doesn't end per se, but it ends with him like he's at the end too. But the story doesn't end, but he's at the he will be the end, if you know what I'm saying? Hypothetically speaking. Now, first I'm gonna go to the book of Joel real quick. Because that was just heavy. Because now we're talking about in the midst of Joel, the 3rd chapter, the first verse he actually says has nothing to do with the heathens. But all the rest of the verses got something to do with judging the heathen for what they have done to the nation of Israel, the daughter of Zion. So I'm gonna read it. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1, and it reads, "For behold, in those days, and in that time," which is what? The time we're in now. We're actually in the time that's leading up to this day. This day, the heathen to be judged, and then also for Israel to be put back on top in rulership, like in the times of King David, like in the times of King Solomon, so on and so forth. But ultimately, it's going to be under who? Yahawashi. Who was who in the reincarnation? Solomon. Will you now restore it? Now he's about to restore the kingdom to Israel. Okay? It says, "When I shall bring in the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem," so Judah and Jerusalem, the northern tribes and the southern tribes, Judah and Ephraim. It said Judah and Jerusalem. You know, Ephraim is synonymous with Jerusalem because that represents the rest of the tribes, aside from Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. But this is what it's leading up to. This is what all these nations are leading up to. It's not leading up to China being the next world power. It's not leading back to America getting power again. It's not leading back to none of these other nations. None of these heathens are going to rule ever again. They don't understand that. They don't know. Why do the heathen imagine a vain thing? Why do they think that why do they think that somehow one of their countries is going to be the next one to world domination? This is it. This is it. This is the last time the Lord said what? That any stranger shall pass through you. The land and the people, enslaving the people as well. This is the last. We even said Esau, man, he's the basis of men. He's the last of the heathen rulership, man. And that's what the Lord said. I'm going to read it again. Joel chapter 3, verse 1. "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem," which means what? He's going to bring it back. He's going to take it off of us. We're not going to be in captivity anymore. And then after, in the verses after, it says what? Verse 2. Let's go to verse 2. "I will also gather all nations." And mind you, the first verse is actually going to happen after what's going to take place in the second verse. But reading on. That's why the Lord said line upon line, precept upon precept. You could pick, you know what I mean? It's all over. But it's all in righteousness and it's still in order. All right? So it says, "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." That's very key to what's going on too, because what? Those nations right there are still parting the Lord's land. They're fighting over it right now. And they've been fighting over it for over 50 years. Palestine and the Israelis, the Jaish, the small hats. The wild Arabs and the small hats been fighting over our land for my whole life and then some. But the Lord said, what? This is what y'all about to get judged for. Y'all part of his land. Remember, the Lord didn't say our land. He said his land. We're his people, and that's his land first. Okay? The Lord gave that land to us, but really it's his because why? We belong to him. But it damn sure don't belong to none of y'all. And here it is. All y'all fighting over the land that belongs to none of y'all. All y'all are stepping foot in our land, whatever, this, that. They don't belong to neither one of y'all, man. No other nation. It said what? Y'all part of his land. You part of it for yourselves. You reap the benefits of the Holy Land, of the land of the and you think this is going to be like this forever? Those aren't the real people. Okay? Now, I ain't planning to read them, but hey, it's all good. Verse 3, and it reads, "And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, And what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Sidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Ironically, will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? You ain't got no smoke for Yahawashi Yahawashi. And that's what I'm going to bring out in the second Esdras, the 13th chapter, because as he said, they're going to fight with Yahawashi and his army, his legion of armies, his army of angels. Remember, the Lord is coming with an innumerable company of angels. That's what was saw. They saw what? An innumerable company with the Lamb. Yahawashi is the Lamb, metaphorically speaking, but he said, what? I shall not meet thee as a man. He's coming back in a lion rage. And he's coming back to deliver his flock. Yes, he's gonna be a lamb to the ones he delivers, but to the ones that's not part of the elect, you're gonna get his pure, unadulterated wrath in all righteousness, and you're gonna deserve it, man. That's why the Lord is to be feared. You're supposed to fear Yahawashi Yahawashi, because this is the one entity that could burn you alive and not kill you. No man has control over the spirit when it leaves or comes into a body. That's what the Lord said, well, I am the Father of spirits. Shall ye not be more subject unto me than your own Father on the earth, who he also created? Okay. It says, verse 5, it says, because ye have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things, man. That's what you Amalekites are doing, man. That's what you've been doing since you've been in that land and then some, man. Always fucking with us. Always oppressing us. Even when the other nations had the rule, you was oppressing them with us. That's what the Lord said. What? You became as one of them. When you should have not partaken in your brother Jacob's affliction. That's another thing why the Lord gonna tax your ass, man. Like you had to tax everybody. But the Lord got a lot of taxes, but he about to tax your ass with Esau. Starting with Amalek, the head tribe of Esau, man. The ones in power. But all the house of Edom gonna get it. Thus saith Yahawashi BAHASHAM Yahawashi. And it's all playing out right now with this whole thing going on right there in our land. In our land. The real is the Hebrew Israelites, the real children of Jacob, from the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and on down to Jacob. The ones that's not in that land right now as a whole, governing the earth. That's going to come when Yahawashi comes back. But reading on. It says, verse 6, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. Who the Grecians? So-called Edomites, so-called white people. That ye might remove from far their border. And it's ironic that it mentioned Palestine and it mentioned the Grecians, and we know that the Grecians are the Edomites. And even though, like, I read, where my Bible dictionary? Because just for edification's sake, you know, they was heathen as well, but it wasn't, they weren't going by that. Bear with me, bear with me. Damn, hold up, bear with me. Yeah, so at one point in time, the actual name, the Palestine is derived from Philistia, which is the Philistines, Hamites, an area along the seacoast occupied by the Philistines. Original name was Canaan. You know, after the conquest, it came to be known as Israel. So, Hamites, just like I said. But all in all, heathens. Because remember the Lord had us take them out. Oh, there was the Hittites, Jebusites, and so on and so forth in the book of Deuteronomy. The Lord rooted those people out of the land and gave it to us. So we went off after that. We went off after the time of Moses, after we put in that land. We went off, and that's what we're experiencing right now. And that's why these nations were able to part the Lord's land. And because the Lord initially rooted us out. Deuteronomy, the 29th chapter. Matter of fact, because that's actually a good one. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go back to the book of Joel, but now we're gonna real quick. I'm gonna go to the book of Deuteronomy. Hold up. Right. Okay, bet. So now I'm going to start at Deuteronomy, the 27th chapter. That's all good, but I don't want to make it too long. I'm going to start at verse 24 now. Verse 25, it says what? It says the reason for Yahweh's anger. The reason for God's anger. God being Yahweh. So, so this is Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 24, and it reads, even all nations shall say, wherefore hath the Lord done this unto this land? What meaneth the heat of this great anger? What meaneth the heat of this great anger? The people that the Lord delivered in the time of Moses, gave us the law, gave us how we're supposed to live, gave us this, gave us that. We didn't do that, and now that's what we're going through right now. This is all happening. This is all transitioning still. Okay? So read even verse 25 of Deuteronomy chapter 29. And it's the reason for Yahweh's anger. It says, then men shall say, because they have forsaken the covenant of the Lord God of their fathers, which he made with them when he brought them forth out of the land of Egypt. Now, that's other nations saying that. These other nations know that they're not down with the real Israelites, man. They know that they have no part of the covenant with Yahweh, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. And the ones that do, that look like the other nations, those are the Israelites that were scattered amongst the nations. In the previous chapter, Deuteronomy 28 and 64, when it talks about one of the curses is going to be that you should be scattered amongst the land of your enemies, the seed. That's why you're going to have Israel, they say all different kindreds, nations, so what? Those are the Israelites that were scattered. And that the Lord is going to gather back. But continuing on, and it says, for they went and served other gods and worshipped them, gods whom they knew not, on whom he had not given unto them. This what Israel, basically what's Israel doing? They doing like how heathen is doing. And what did the Lord say? Go not in the way of the heathen. If you do go in the way of the heathen, you're going to get a heathen's judgment. Jeremiah the 9th chapter, the 26th verse. See, but at the end of the day, see what the world don't understand is first off, their planet is not going to be destroyed, and all humans are not going to be destroyed. It's just going to be a different change in rulership and who's calling the shots. That's it. Just like it's always been. It's always been power struggles. But at this time, when Yahawashi comes back, it's going to be no more power struggle. The earth is his at that time. As soon as he cracks the sky, and as soon as he says he's back, as soon as the nations are fighting more and more, and he comes back, that's when it's over. That's who's going to be the new world order. Yahawashi and his elect. And righteousness forever. The greatest fear of these motherfucking devils, man. But continuing on, in verse 27, it says, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against this land to bring upon it all the curses that are written in this book. But what we really talk about the people in the land as well. And it says, verse 28, because the land is technically jacked up right now because it's defiled under these Edomites. And even before that, all these other heathens that part of the land. So yes, the land has received, the land is like collateral damage. But the Lord said what? He's going to destroy that land, but he's going to rebuild it, the desolate places and the waste places. And I'm talking about the land of Israel. That's after Esau is taken out, after Amalek is taken out of there, and after the third woe is coming, and everything is dropping, the fires is getting bigger and bigger. That land of Israel is going to be destroyed. But that's when it's going to be made desolate and wasted. But the Lord said what? He's going to build it back up. But this land right here, known as America, the daughter of Babylon, this shall not be built back up, and this will be a utter waste, utterly destroyed, utterly wasted, as the scriptures said, utterly wasted. This was going to come. This was coming to the land we're in right now, known as America. All these cities, all the counties, all of that, all the boroughs, all that shit, it's all going to go up in smoke, man. Thus saith Yahweh, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, and the word is out there already. The war has begun. It has begun. And it says, verse 28, and it says, here's the point right here. It says, and the Lord rooted them out of their land in anger. The Lord rooted them out of their land in anger. This happened already. We're already rooted out. We're already over here and scattered across the four corners of the earth. And these devils are in our land. These heathens in our land. I say pretty much the scriptures are definitely said and true. Lord rooted them out of their land in anger and in wrath and in great indignation, and cast them into another land as it is this day very right now, in another land, from getting rooted out thousands of years ago. We still here. That's why we waiting for Yahawashi's return. Yahawashai gonna be the one to rectify all of this, man. We can't save ourselves. The apostle can't save themselves. No man can save. No Israelite man can save themselves. That's why the Lord said, "What? Push Yahawashi, the Savior, the Deliverer. He's the only one that can get us out of this present predicament." That's how Yahweh set it up. You got to take it up with Him if you got a problem with it. That's pretty much it on that. So going back to the book of Joel, I think it was at verse 6. And it said, "The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border." Verse 7. "Behold, I will raise them out of the place where ye have sold them." We've been slaves throughout the whole planet. That's why you're going, what? The four corners. Deliver them. "I replace whether ye have sold it, and will return your recompense upon your own head." That's talking to the heathens. And it says, "And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah." See, Judah first. Under who? Yahawashi. And it says, "And they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it." For the Lord hath spoken. What did the Lord say? When He speaks something, He speaks it, He's going to do it. "Thy said it, thy will be done." Period. And it's already been done. Everything is playing out how the Lord had it. Verse 9, it says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong." And that's what you have right now with all these other nations. Flexing on America, saying, "Yo, we don't need you. We don't care about you. Do what you gonna do, America. Fuck your sanctions." That's what they saying. Like roughly paraphrasing, but that's what they're saying with their actions. The world, the United States is not the big bad bully on the street anymore. They ain't those guys no more, man. They not. Why you think the world is talking to them the way they are, man? The jig is up. It's over for you. The Lord said, man, you will not pass the border that He has set, and you almost at that, because all you need to do now is what? Bring out your MOTB. You don't got much moves left for your kingdom, and we got all the time coming up for our kingdom. Okay. It says in verse 11, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen," which also proves that those people are not those people. Because when did the Lord say that the Israelites are going to be fighting in this? Those people right there, they're the forefront of this fucking war. Those small hats, man. It started with them. And the Lord said, "What? When the nation of Israel got back into the land of Israel, that the nation shall learn war no more." Here it is. You in that land, been in that land since 48, and now that the jig is up, now it's wartime. Because now nobody gives a fuck about your lies and your deceptions now. Because now the veils are getting more and more taken off people's eyes, and now people are seeing the truth and for what it is, and what you are, and what this country is. Everybody sees it, and nobody gives a fuck about you anymore. You don't have the power that you had before. BAHASHAM Yahawashi said, "What? I will make you bare and desolate. Sit down, O daughter of Babylon, in the dust. There is no throne." You ain't got no more. You ain't got that many more moves left for your kingdom, man. That's pretty much it on that. I wanted to bring out something else. Oh yeah, Revelation. We're gonna get Revelation real quick. I think that I said 6, right? Ah, shit. Revelations. I think it was 6. Right, bet. So, Revelation 6. Hold on, let me get this real quick. Just to put a little. So Revelation 2nd Ezra chapter 13, and I'm just going right to the point when we're talking about when they're going to fight with Yahawashi. I'm going to start at the top and then I'm going to jump down. So this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, verse 1. And it came to pass, after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And verse 3, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. That's talking about Yahawashi, who the world inwardly called Jesus Christ. That's talking about, Esdras saw this, right? And it says, verse 4, it says, whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. Now, what's going on right now in the Middle East and so on and so forth, with all these countries and all the tensions, is leading up to this. But you got to remember, this is also a story. Oh, I just seen a notification. Stupid. And it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men, out of number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Verse 6, it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon his chariot. But I would have seen them region or place whereof the hill was graven, and I could not. Because what? It was out of the heavens. It wasn't of man. Remember the Lord said, what? I should not meet thee as a man. Okay? Verse 8, and it reads, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. So these other nations, when they're in the midst of fighting, it said Yahawashi is going to come in the midst of them scrapping. And when they see them, when they see this, they're going to be shook. Rightfully so. Because it's going to be something they never heard of and never was seen. And they didn't take heed to what the prophet was saying because they heathens. So they're going to have to see it live in color. You know, seeing is believing. That's what most of the world is going to have to get when Yahawashi comes to see. That's why the Lord said, blessed is he who eyes see that haven't seen the kingdom yet. That you haven't seen the manifestation. You haven't seen it. You believing on it. Trusting in it. Trusting on who? Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi. That's why he said, what? He that trusted in my name and believe on this, surely shall inherit the kingdom of heaven, everlasting life. There's fight. Verse 9, it says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they, verse 11, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and a great tempest, and fell with violence upon a multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. And when I saw this, I was afraid. So I bet you was. That sounds scary as what? Some entity, a man that you see, great powerful man, God-like. You see him, and you see the nations fight. You see everybody fighting with their fight, everybody fighting whatever, and then they see him, and they were scared, and then they attacked him. And it said he didn't lift up no instrument of war, sword, or nothing, but his flaming breath that fired him being fire himself, cleared them, cleared the room. And it said nothing was perceived but dust and smoke. This is after the fighting. This is after the woe. This is in the midst of World War III. And we're in the beginning of World War III. It's up. Yahawashi is on the way. Few more prophecies. The MOTB, Jacob Trouble. But with this all in the works, it's all ushered into being laid out soon. Because there's been talks of all of them. It's been talks about, you know, when the time comes, how the Jake area is going to be affected the most. It talks of that already, man. Jacob Trouble. Everything has been prophesied. Everything's been talked about, man. Okay, but so if that was 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, right? Esdras saw that and he was so afraid, right? He saw the nation shoot at him, nothing happened, and he seen him just clear the room out with just the fire of his smoke. The fire of what? The fire of his jealousy. And they say he can perceive nothing but dust and smoke. So now let's go to the book of Revelation, the 6th chapter and the 15th verse. And it reads, so think about this though. So with Esdras, the 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, you see what it said, he came with that, the fire, the flaming breath and all that, right? He's coming with fire, right? To plead with all flesh, right? So now let's go to the book of Revelation, the 6th chapter, 15th verse, and it reads, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Coming soon. They gonna see Yahawashi coming over here. Shook as hell. They're gonna run in the yo. Think about just think about this, right? The first of every living creature, the first spirit created, the firstborn, the first only begotten. We're talking about Yahawashi, who the world called Jesus Christ, right? He was the first spirit that Yahweh created. The first thing he created, period. Imagine seeing that. Just imagine seeing that. Angry and on the way somewhere. Imagine that. What it say? I believe also in the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter, it talks about how they're going to see this place being destroyed and be like, damn, this is how we got rich. No more, no more. And remember, the other heathens in other countries, they still going to be around. Remember, their land still going to, they're going to be like functioning or whatever, but it's going to be like, that's going to be the great day that all nations going to have to take notice that like, this is what it's about to be. This is the God of Jacob, the God of Israel, the God of Jacob, the true Israelites. Okay? That's what's about to happen. And that's what all this stuff going on with Hamas and the Israelis and the Russia, all these tensions, all this financial collapse, all of the violence, everything going on right now is all leading up to what? Yahawashi's return. Okay? So, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Kakadash, and double honors to the apostles of Israel, a.k.a. the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom. Shalom to all people that was watching, that watched. Shalom.